Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Happy
Morning.
Friday.
How are
Yes.
you? Good morning.
Look at that.
Good morning, Brienne. Good morning, Farmer Michelle.
Morning,
Morning.
Volcran and Farmer Michelle. How are you doing?
Good.
Pretty
It's Friday the
good.
13th.
Yeah,
Look at that.
they did one odd gent. They did the thing. They did the intro. All right. Well, hey everybody. Thanks for joining in. Today is the September 13th AMA or Town Hall. We've been doing these since July of 2022. Well over 2 years. We're at a 2-week, every other week cadence right now. And for well over 2 years, we're doing it every week. And so if you're new to this, we join in here to answer live questions. We have a form you can fill out ahead of time just to say hi, a little bit of goofing around, images, memes, whatever. And of course, to share the news about the game and game development and the art, upcoming competition, upcoming sales, all that good stuff. So if you're watching on YouTube, we also read your comments there. Make sure that you're subscribed and you like our channel and you've got the bell turned on. That way you don't have to wonder when we're starting these. Gala does a lot of AMAs and stuff, so that's a really good thing to do so you don't have to wonder. And let me share in Discord. Oh,
I
Farm
did it
Michelle beat me
already.
to it. It's the question form. So fill this out and we will get to it. So if you filled it out now, we will get to it for next week. If you have a really urgent question, stick it in YouTube comment or in Discord in the CGW discussion channel. So that being said, let's go to the headlines. Farmer Michelle, what were the rewards?
The rewards for this week went out. They were for the strawberry ice cream event. I know there were some weird issues with people having 0 points at the end of the event, but we got that all figured out for you. So those are all been sent, and the leaderboard document has been updated. It's in the FAQ channel. If you ever forget where it is, there is a link to it right in Discord. That is where it lives. So that's all been updated, and it's all accurate.
Nice. Our weekly competitions, we pay out in Gala, right? Is there any way that you can earn a NFT without doing the competition?
Yeah, every month we have free storage NFTs that go out to people who play the game. This month we're doing jam storage. So that'll be for like how often and how much you play throughout the month of September. And those will come out in early October. Let me get in. Oh, there it is. You posted the image for me. I love these jam storages. They are absolutely fantastic. That rare one is so cool. It looks just
It
like a
is.
little jam jar.
Man, it's so cute.
So the way to get those, the uncommon one is just for Common Ground World node owners. You just have to run your node for 10 days for at least 6 hours a day. The common one is the easiest one to get. You have to play for 10 different days. You have to log in on all 10 separate days. Make at least one sale or trade per day and have a total of at least 25 throughout the course of the month. The rare one is the harder one to get. You have to play on at least 25 separate days, logging in separately on each day, or at least having the game open for all those different days. You can't do fast forward or anything. That just doesn't count. You have to make at least one trade per day and have a total of at least 75 trades throughout the course of the month.
Nice.
Our art
Still
team is
pretty
amazing.
easy to get.
Our art team is amazing.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome to see Joe from sketches to 3D to fully polished in game 3D. And they make it so cute. The stuff they're doing now, no spoilers, but the stuff they're doing now especially is really cute. Well, okay. Well, is there anything people should be aware of? Maybe if they're new to gaming or crypto gaming or just being on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, as a reminder, just always be careful of scammers. They're out there. They don't ever quit doing what they're doing. So make sure you're always on, always paying attention to what may be happening. If they're sending you DMs pretending to be people who work for Gala or customer support or anyone who's going to help you in any way, they very well may likely be a scammer just trying to steal your wallet information. So just be really careful what kind of information you share with people, or just don't respond to them unless you actually know who they are. Always double check if you think it's somebody from the team or any type of staff member. You can always tag one of us in the regular chat. And if we're chatting with you in a DM, we'll take the time to respond to you in a public channel also to verify that it's us chatting with you in private.
Yeah. Very, very important warning because we all put a lot of work into our wallets and stuff. Want to keep that safe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got some game updates. Y'all want to jump into that?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's
Well, if
go.
you're new here, I'm the engineering lead, and so that means that I get a firsthand glance or look or deep microscope, depending on the task, on all the cool work that our devs are doing. And also, I can tell you about some of the QA steps and things like that. So that's who I am, in case you wondered, and why I'm covering the game updates part. First, we'll go into the recent fixes. These are not speculative fixes. These are not things that are work in progress. These are things that have made it through our code review, made it through QA, and they're scheduled for release. So these will either be going out today or Tuesday of next week. There was a very minor production bug, but if we have hotkeys in the game. Some people didn't know that. But when you hit, for example, H, that will hide all the UI. So if you want to take a nice screenshot or do streaming or whatever, you could do that. There were certain key combinations you could press that would result in an error that's been fixed. Some of you know, long-standing behavior of the game is when you click on a building, you get a little pop-up. It shows proximity and timers and all that stuff. That info panel would only stay for a few seconds. Sometimes that was annoying, and we fixed that so that it stays until you click it away now. And there were some storages that were missing the red exclamation mark. That's been fixed when they're full, and so they do show it properly when they're full. Guild checkout, for those of you that are part of guilds, or maybe you own a guild, the whole point is that you can share your NFTs with your friends off chain, meaning it's only game data. You're not transferring it to their wallet or anything. I always like to repeat that because some people, they wonder, right? And we were not properly setting some back-end ownership details when you did that. So there were a couple places where some people might have used that to their advantage in a sneaky and not so awesome friendly way. We fixed that, so that'll be going live. Bot detection. We don't usually talk about our super top secret security stuff, but one of the reasons we did a rewrite of this game, the original was the Play Canvas version, was to improve security. And we have all sorts of checks in place, all sorts of logging and stuff that the old version didn't. And we also have some better bot detection. We've added some more improvements there over the past 2 weeks. Oh, you'll be happy about this one. For the longest time, for some people, it's been really hard to click on buildings. Now, some buildings, sometimes. That's what made it extra frustrating, right? Now, the reason... Red Fox, I have a thing for you. The reason, if you want the nerdy reason, is when you do a raycast from the camera through the world, you intersect with the square on the grid on the town tiles, and you figure out, okay, which building base foundation did I just click on? Well, if there was a unit in the way, because our plan is one day you'll be able to click on units and stuff, it would eat that raycast and stop it from hitting the building. That's the nerdy. Farmer Michelle said I should go ahead and tell you guys the nerdy reasons. There you go. That's been fixed. Thank you for our latest our latest hire. So for usability and reducing frustration, all that, Riant has been focused on getting us to work on quality of life stuff as well as getting out the big features. So that's one of the things you guys have been asking for so long, and now it's in there.
The auto-sell issue probably is something we want to address really soon. We know it's extremely frustrating. Former Michelle showed us her crazy video with all of her crafts moving around. So it's something we want to fix. We think it's a low-hanging fruit that we can get out to ease your frustrations.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's awesome. There was another one that if you would click somewhere to drag to pan the camera, to scroll around your map, that it would cause clicking on the buildings. That's been fixed. I personally clamped the Common Ground World mode offline time to 24 hours. So what would happen is some people they'd play the game, you join a Common Ground World mode, and you come back a month later, and fast forward would start doing its thing. Well, this is a very intensive CPU operation that can take, as you guys know, some time. A month-long fast forward just isn't reasonable. So I clamped it to 24 hours. If you find you really do want it to go longer than that, maybe we could talk about some settings or something. But right now, that was a fix. There was also a fix. Some people were not able to enter Common Drawn World mode at all. And we narrowed that down to certain NFTs were missing certain bits of info in the back end. So blame the data. Anyway, we fixed that. So yeah, so that was the fixes. Okay, we got two more game update sections. Any questions about that ahead of time? Red Fox was saying, he asked, or she, can we also extend the keyboard shortcuts to make it easier to place the NFTs? Okay, not yet. Or remove or delete objects. Well, Red Fox, you will be thrilled to hear that the delete and backspace keys, I think Tuesday or Friday of next week, you're going to go live, so you can use that. So when you click on a building, then you can hit delete or backspace to delete the building without having to click remove and click confirm. So it's a quick little keyboard shortcut we're adding there that people have been asking for forever. All right. Daily challenges. This is the thing. Some people refer to this as daily earning or play to earn or whatever. We use the phrase rewards. We use that instead of earning. And the feature is called daily challenges. Really proud of it. It's going really well. It's going through QA. I mentioned that last time. We're down to some really minor bugs. There's like 4 little bugs left. But we don't want it to go live with any warts or blemishes or any of that. So here's some of the things we've fixed recently in our daily challenges branch. There was some and the scale of these will give you a hint or maybe a picture of just how minor some of these things are, right? It's not like we're like, oh, we're still trying to get the whatever. No, it's minor stuff. So for example, there was unlocalized text. There was a rounding error in the display. So you're going to see on your screen, we're going to show you decimal precision up to 2.00, right? But in the background, it's going to be rounded with much, much further precision for the dirt and the soil and so on. If you're playing, this is kind of a quality of life thing, but if you're playing and you're about to claim your daily challenge, you're like, yeah, I did it. I met all the goals. I'm going to claim. If you didn't place any rewards NFTs down, now we're going to give you a warning. It's going to say, hey, wait, whoa, you're about to claim, but you didn't place anything down. Are you sure you want to do that? That kind of quality of life thing. Added some more front end, back end validations. We have kind of a triple checking, right? So you can only do your daily challenge once. You can't go back in time. So we check on the client, we check on the gameplay server, check on the database server. So make sure that's all fixed. And if you have no earning NFTs at all, so no rewards NFTs at all, we'll give you a little warning info there. Like, hey, by the way, so that's daily challenges. Let's see. You're welcome, Red Fox. Yeah, I know dubstep. You guys have been asking about forever. All right. Okay. Upgradable NFTs. This is the next big feature. We are actually reworking the inventory system and the display of that right now. Our UA guys are doing an awesome job, and they're providing us with all sorts of mock-ups and stuff. And then our devs, we're converting that over to Godot, so it's functional. Of course, the art's making it pretty. And this is going through QA right now, but we have to redo the inventory to show you. For example, if you have 10 copies of the same NFT, well, okay, that's fine if they're all the same. But once we introduce upgrades, you're going to have some that are maybe being upgraded currently, some that are at max level, some that are eligible to be upgraded, some that are not max level, but you don't have enough stuff to upgrade them yet. So there's a rework going on there. And I don't know if you guys remember Wild Moopsy. He's our game designer. He's designing a much more simple way to deal with the data. Sometimes silly bugs go live, like one unit doesn't deliver to the right building or stuff like that. So that's usually typically the result of just our data system's a little more complicated than it needs to be. So he's redesigning that. We're going to help him out on that, and it's going to increase our velocity of getting stuff out the door, as well as make life easier. Okay. Oh, and one of the screens, this is for upgradable NFTs. One of the important screens, right? Like any good crypto game where you can upgrade stuff, you're going to want to know, hey, what's happened to all these NFTs I've upgraded in the past? Did I upgrade that one or not? When did I do that? Whatever. So we're working on the transaction history as well as the current one. And the backend system, much like a banking app or whatever, banking system, it's got all these locks, right? And you can only, let's say, upgrade NFT X after you've burned the tokens first, paid your soil cost, right? So that transaction system is fully designed. We've got that in the works, and it is looking good. So I am very excited. We don't have dates on that yet because we just have some other stuff going on, but that is our upgradable NFTs date work we're doing. So if you got any questions, stick them in YouTube or Discord. Let's move on to Q&A.
Hooray!
Let's go.
Get those live questions ready if you got them.
I'll read this first one for you since it says that you're going to respond to it. It says, it would be a good suggestion to better configure the automatic sales quantity independent of the quantity in stock.
Oh, sure. I mean, any auto sell ideas you have, give them to us. We gave a demo to Riant the other day on ways that it could be improved. He has greenlit that. I know there's some frustrating bugs there. So, yeah, any ideas you guys have, share them. Next one's for Farmer Michelle. For the casual mode game, or practice mode, as we're calling it in a future version, do you consider the idea of just giving unlimited money, or maybe a few billions in the game for the layout and practice sake? The idea is that the player will be ready in the practice for the test servers and so on. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great idea to do anything like that, any kind of, sandbox style or anything. So you've got extra money. We did talk about that when this question came in. So I don't see why we wouldn't be able to just add more cash to the starter towns for the casual mode so people can get in there and start practicing faster. So we will look into that. I'll check with Wild Moopsy, make sure that that's possible, and see if we can just get rolling with that. It's certainly not a bad idea.
What about, next player asks, when do we get to choose the biome?
I mean, there used to be biome choice back before we switched game engines, and that was one of the biggest things people wanted us to remove. But I think that was specifically because they didn't like Land Rush as it stood at the time, not the fact that they didn't want to be able to choose the biome. I know a lot of people thought it was unfair that some people got all of the good desert spots and other people got stuck next to the ocean when they didn't want to be. So that was all taken out when we switched game engines to try to make it more fair for everybody, so everybody would get the exact same thing. We don't really have the tech right now to do multiple biome choices at the start of an event. Maybe in the future we can do it. There's also been some talk about adding it into the tokenomics plan and making it some type of in-game token sync to be able to like upgrade your starter town to a different type of starter town.
That's cool. Yeah, we could do all sorts of interesting stuff there. Okay, well, here's a compliment. Whoever thought of the jam storage is a genius. Thank you. What do you say about that, Riant?
Oh, thank you. Well, we do weekly meetings with Farmer Michelle and Wild Moopsy. So we define the content of each month. We define the free NFTs of the month, the competitions, and the sales as well. So it's a thank you from all three of us, and also always to compliment the incredible art team we have.
Awesome. Oh, next one is a question for you, Riant. Why doesn't the ice tower produce passive cold? It's called an ice tower and it produces no cold at all.
That makes actually a lot of sense, and it's actually pretty easy to add, so consider it done.
Awesome. Okay. Farmer Michelle, this player enjoyed the ice cream meta. It was fun making the ice cream. They think there should be a meta in the future where you have to make all three flavors, the Neapolitan, although they said the Napoleon ice cream.
Close. Well, lucky for you, after this next event, which is the community voted event, the one after that will be a banana split. So you'll get to use all three of your ice creams all at one time. There is not a level of ice cream that's just the Napoleon ice cream, but you will get to use all three ice creams.
Yum. Let's see. Here's some more comment. This, I guess, more commentary, but It has compliments, so let's read it. They start off saying Ice Tower needs a bit more utility. Okay, we just covered that. Um, they think there should also be a reduction in craft time. Okay. Beautiful artwork. Whoever is creating the artwork should get a raise. Huh. Nice.
Wow, yeah. I can agree.
We will share that with the artists. Next one, you guys were asking, is there going to be a way to lower the graphics for low-end mobile? Well, you know what? Rather than make a separate set of assets and everything, and using modern web tricks or whatever to detect the type and ship you the low-res ones depending on browser and all that, we're just going to make it a mobile app. We've already done the proof of concept. We're looking at the iOS build first. Mobile apps perform way better than browser apps, especially for games. Typically, I know you could give me a couple examples where that's not true, but in general, a native app is much better performance. So, yeah, hopefully that'll answer your question. This one we talked about, and we weren't sure exactly what you meant. So if you're listening and you're in Discord or YouTube, maybe you can clarify. But you said, what is the objective of the Common Ground World Town Hall? So if you mean our AMAs, we kind of open each one with like an explanation about why we do it, share news, and answer questions.
That's pretty deep.
It. When play to earn, okay, well, we're calling it daily challenges or play to reward or something. Anyway, it's going live as soon as it's through QA. I mentioned that earlier. Next question is Farmer Michelle. This one's kind of long. Can you explain how the fundamental storage works? It's missing some info. Does it cast shade or dirty? And is it a wise idea to make it hold wood? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just answer the question. It's a long question. It's like a full paragraph. And no, it does not cast any shade or any negative proximities. I did update the Discord announcement to include that information just so that it was there. Again, it's like a quarter of a tile in size. It may be a bit strange. I know a lot of people have said that endgame, it's not going to be the best thing to keep around. But I mean, what it stores is mostly things that you need for like building or, developing your town up and upgrading. And that extra gas that you might want early when stuff is a bit unbalanced and you're going to be selling more than normal. So you might want to keep extra gas in storage just to be able to accommodate that little bit of unbalance as you're trying to upgrade stuff and get stuff going. So I think that that's what it's an ideal NFT for. It'll store all that kind of stuff that you need to be able to build in any type of a town, even if you need oak and stuff to build, like if you're building a fishing town. So I think that that's pretty much what its utility is.
Okay. All right. Well, live Q&A, not too many. We're missing pineapple. Hey Now actually asks, we're missing the pineapple for a banana split. Or are we? I don't know. No spoilers. Moise asks, when are we going to be able to search inventory on Android? Great question. That's a surprise to me that you can't, so I will look into that.
I think what happens is that the keyboard just never shows up, maybe?
Right.
I forget.
Okay, that one I am aware of. Yep, that makes sense. All right. We'll check out the status on that. Any fix for the builder bug? Not in this release. Which builder bug? What are they doing?
They sometimes don't finish building. Well, they do finish, but it doesn't really display that they've finished building. But if you reload the game, a lot of times stuff has already been completed and it just kind of freezes up as not yet completed in the live game while you're watching.
Okay. Yeah, there were... So every morning, one of the things we do is we review the live logs for errors and things like that. And I did see some weird things. The team's been amazing at fixing the bugs. Used to be so noisy, and now we can actually focus on real ones. So I saw some stuff that might be related. I will make a note to look at that later today, Tati. Look at it today. Okay, I think that's about it for the live questions. Farmer Michelle, do you want to talk about the meta?
Yeah, sure. So this week's event is the community choice one that we all spent it felt like 2 weeks, I think, voting on all the different aspects of it. So what we ended up coming to as an end result is, I think we're boosting Baguette's uniforms and Chandelier Earrings. I did my best to try to balance all the points out. I've gotten some pretty good feedback, so they should be pretty well balanced for most low to no NFT players, which was the goal. The cash boosts we also voted on, those are going to be wool, silver, flour, and milk. And all of the 3 things that are cash boost or star boosted, the 3 meta items, are also nerfed for cash. So they're worth about a quarter of the cash that they would normally be. I know people like that type of event, and even in the survey, the quarterly survey, we got a lot of feedback for people asking that we nerf the cash for the meta craft along with the star boost. So I'll try to keep doing more of that. I do think it's more fun that way because you have to have a little side hustle to make sure that your cash stays cash positive. I think it makes for a more exciting type of game, a little bit less boring. Not that the game is boring, but you know what I mean. So that's that. The biome was voted as well. It's Desert West. I think I made you guys 3 or 4 different starter towns to choose from. The one we chose has an ocean to the north, a river to the east and the south, and then a desert to the west. That picture, if you're looking for it, is right there on the screen. It's also in the Discord announcement from Wednesday. It's got that little bit of gasoline pre-set up, so you should be pretty good to go. I did include the farmer and some crops as well as some ores in case you wanted to start with silver versus starting with flour. So you should have most opportunities to do whatever you'd like to do this week as you pick whichever craft you think you're going to win with. So good luck. We'll see how it goes. It'll be the first time, I think, ever since we launched this one that we've tried to do 3 different crafts, all as the meta, relatively well balanced. So I'll be very excited to see what people choose and how well they do with what they've chosen.
That is hard to balance. Pick the ones that have the right funnel, right tech tree.
Yeah, and there's just such a range in end results for players. We got such a long range of player types and skill levels and NFT holdings, so it's tough to do. But I did my best, and I think I did okay. So we'll see how it goes. Other rewards for this event are the standard Gala rewards, in addition to the Crafty Coffee Shop Blueprint, which will boost the craft speed of all of your coffee shops, and the Hot Cocoa Chalet. That luxury one is a 20% craft time boost, all the way down to the uncommon, which is a 10% craft time boost. So you're going to want to get some of those. As a reminder, for the uncommon one, you don't need to place in the top 1,200, but you do need to sell, I believe, 10 sales worth of the meta item, be it uniforms, baguettes, or chandelier earrings this week, whichever one you choose, or a combination of all of them. Whatever makes you happy.
That is really cool art for that blueprint.
Yeah, I believe that's our lovely one-odd gent who makes those, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It got updated from some older one that we had.
Awesome. Okay. Wow. Well, thank you, Farmer Michelle. Mr. Riant, would you like to cover any upcoming sales we might have?
Absolutely. So in half an hour, we will have the fundamentals storage coming on the store. It's a 2x2 sized storage. It means it's a quarter of a tile in size. And it will be the ultimate vertical storage solution. So you can stock water drums, energy, gas, wood, lumber, or oak wood in a fraction of the space, up to 60 units in there. It costs $99.99. We are going to have 400 units of supply available in half an hour. Don't miss it. And also, in half an hour as well, the fall sale of this year will begin, the pre-fall sale, let's say, where 22 NFTs will be available with 40% discount, starting in half an hour and ending on Monday, 11 a.m. PDT. So Don't miss it out. Check out the NFTs are going to be on sale. And thanks for always supporting the game.
That is awesome. 22 NFTs, 40% discount.
22 NFTs, correct.
Wow. That's great. I'm going to check them out. Now that I'm finally a node owner, I feel like a big shot.
Yeah.
Nobody's joined my guild, but that's okay. I didn't send any invites either. All right. Well, this has been a really fun AMA. Riant, Farm Michelle, thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday. Thanks
Yeah.
everybody
Thank you
for
both
listening.
Yeah, and happy Friday. Yeah.
If you're on YouTube, we've been reading your comments, saying hello, and make sure that you like and subscribe, turn on the bell so that you know when we do this. And everybody in Discord and elsewhere, have a wonderful weekend. See you later.
Happy
Bye, guys.
weekend. Bye bye.